When I
Mm,
was young, you guys had Margaret Thatcher, we had Ronald
mhm.
Reagan. They both
Yeah.
did bold reforms that resuscitated their economies, rejuvenated the dynamism of the free market economy. They were very successful, winning re-election and stuff like that. And then both of them were followed by a sort of middle of the road uh, person from the other party, Bill Clinton in the case of the United States, and Tony Blair in the case of the
Hmm.
United Kingdom. But then, in recent years, for a lot of this century, uh, you've had big government Republicans and Democrats in the United States. George W. Bush was a big government Republican. Then you had Barack
Hmm.
Obama, big government. Donald Trump was a huge big spender, not to mention also a protectionist. So he was not a free market guy. I mean, he did some things I like lower corporate taxes, but by and
Hmm.
large, a lot of interventionist big government policies. And of course, Joe Biden is a big government guy. And in the United Kingdom, the Tories, I guess your phrase would be wet Tories, big government Tories.
Hmm.
It seems like you've had a lot of wet Tories. I was actually in London on election day in 2019 when Boris Johnson won. And I
Really.
thought, oh, wow, this is something. They're going to get a real Brexit, be free of all the
Hmm.
regulatory harmonization of the European Union. And you could then create this vision of a Singapore on Thames, a
Mm.
dynamic, free market, outward looking Britain. And instead, Boris Johnson turned out to be a big spender just like Trump. And then,
Mhm.
it's not like Sunak has, done anything other than just raise taxes and sort of prop up the welfare state.
Yep.
And so just like Donald Trump has cost the Republican Party losing election after election, I suspect the big government Tories are going to cause electoral problems. Now,
Mm.
there's always two sides in a political battle. Maybe Trump will
Mm.
win in 2024 simply because Biden is such a bad candidate. 86% of the American people or something like that, they think he's too old. And
Mm.
frankly, he is too old. He is losing it a bit. So it's almost as if both parties have picked the worst possible candidates, but one of them has to win. So it'll be
Yeah.
very interesting to see this November in the United States what happens. In the United Kingdom, it looks much clearer that Labor is going to have a landslide victory.
Yeah.
And I think back to that brief period when Liz Truss was in charge. Now, she obviously botched some things with her rollout. She
Hmm.
had good tax policy, but then she was proposing higher spending instead of
Mm.
copying Thatcher and proposing lower spending. And there was that hiccup in the financial markets, which I think was much more because of the Bank of England's inflation, but everyone cleverly blamed Truss for it. She gets
Yeah.
pushed out. Sunak comes in, and and this is what I don't understand. If you're a politician, presumably your very first instinct is survival. You want to win the next election.
Yeah.
Well, Sunak has basically said, okay, we're steering toward the iceberg. Let's not change course.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, there's the iceberg. Let's continue. Let's continue. And I guess whenever your election gets called, he's going to crash into the iceberg. And I just
Hmm.
don't understand why, just out of I realize he doesn't have Margaret Thatcher's principles, but you would think
Mm.
that just the desire for self survival would cause him to say, wait. I can't continue with the status quo. I have to roll the dice. I have to do something bold, but he's not. He's not. He's not relaxing the zoning laws, which prevent the building of new housing, which of course is a
No.
major challenge for young people in the United Kingdom. He's raising tax rates. He's not doing regulatory divergence from Europe. If anything, he's over-regulating even more than the European Union does. So I just don't understand that how he doesn't understand economics and how he
Mm.
doesn't understand politics.